March is here for the Illini, and March means that there are questions about Illinois' health. Of course, they've had some issues throughout the year. They've had sickness. Morez Johnson went down with a broken wrist. He came back in the Big Ten tournament to play, and Coach Underwood was asked about that because he played some pretty heavy minutes in the Big Ten tournament. Even given the fact that he was coming back, trying to get himself back in shape, game shape, obviously being out for a little bit, but. He said that the whole entire March prep was him getting ready, and that the heavy minutes against Maryland was a good thing for Morez. Now I see this two different ways. One, obviously, you had the Big Ten tournament, which now we can look back on. How meaningless is the Big Ten tournament? It's almost like it's a high end preseason tournament that obviously doesn't affect your seeding after what we saw on Selection Sunday. So maybe Coach Underwood was using this as basically like real life game speed conditioning for Morez to kind of be in a spot where if he's called on, that he will be ready to go with the impending games that Illinois has in March. Dion, I'll throw it to you. Well, what do you think is going to be Morez's role, I guess, for the rest of March? And do you think it was good that he was able to play major minutes in the Big Ten tournament to maybe get himself ready?
I'm confused by what Underwood's talking about with this because, like, obviously he didn't really play in March. But I think his role is best off the bench, just in an Energizer Bunny role. Kind of what he did, to be honest, against Iowa, where it's like, hey, you have 11 minutes. If we kind of stall energy wise, you'll come in, get a rebound, do a big dunk, hold the rim a little longer,
Mhm.
yell a little bit, kind of like Montrezl Harrell would do
Yeah.
for those Clippers teams. And then, by the way, we're going to get you right back out this game. Like, your only goal is to make Big Tom feel like he should be playing right now. And once Big Tom's like ready to get going, you can come sit on the bench a little bit. And that's not a slight to Morez. I think Morez is like a phenomenal player. I just don't know what his fit is with this team, especially coming off the injury. So I think it's one of those things where he needs to be used in spots coming off the injury. What's interesting about how much he played against Maryland, that's the third highest minutes total he's played all season. So he's only played over 28 minutes twice. You're doing that coming off an injury you haven't played in essentially a month. You're playing a back to back where you played 11 minutes the game prior. It makes me wonder what his role is actually going to be in March. I think it could be what I said, where you get 10 to 15 minutes Energizer Bunny. The 28 minutes thing makes me think like maybe they reinsert him back in the starting lineup, which I do think would be a mistake.
Yeah, I think Morez's best role right now is like an energy backup center. Maybe like situationally, maybe they run into a team that's going two bigs and you feel like you're getting beat up on the boards. You throw Morez in there with Big T, possibly sacrifice some shooting, but maybe you make up a little bit on the defensive boards and the offensive glass. But I think in the most ideal world, Morez is used as like a backup five energy guy, come in, get his minutes. And then, if able, you want to keep Big T on the floor to stretch the floor. And I think the main point of this is that, or what the main takeaway for me is that if Morez is going to be like this, he can take away Ben Henriquez's minutes. Like we need to get Ben at like 10 minutes a game and hope we get two threes out of him. And then otherwise, I think he kind of should be off the floor. But the most interesting part of this is that in this part of the question that Brad was asked about this, he was like pretty poignant about like Morez is going to be a big factor in March. Like he's going to be like we're working on getting him in the mix. That's why he played so much in that Maryland game. They want to like center around getting him ready and getting him prepped for this tournament, which I don't see how you don't take that as he's going to have a big role for Illinois in March. Now it's just to me, it goes two ways. What's that big role look like? If it's like big role, Morez is like the main four guy. Don't know if that's necessarily best unless the matchup is conducive to it. If it's like he's gonna be our backup center, maybe play even more center minutes because maybe Big T's in foul trouble or Big T's struggling a little bit, then I feel really good about that. You think I'm on track with that?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with what you're saying. I do want to let you know because we might be doing this for a few weeks depending on G's situation together. We haven't done too many Illinois videos together. I'm unequivocally a Hum Rizzy guy.
Uh, Hum Rizzy's crazy.
I got three or four nicknames for my dog. That's Hum Rick Crib. That's Hum Rizzy. I was the original Hey, by the way, the JC ruling actually means Rickhouse gets 3 extra years of eligibility, guy. I floated that into the air because, like, I feel like 40% 3-point shooter at the NAIA level. He might get it back one day.
Listen, Ben, there is receipts of my thoughts on Ben Rickhouse that have literally come back to do nothing but bite me in the ass at every single turn. He hurt me, and I'll forever be hurt by that. But look, I think that it'll be interesting to see, kind of looking back on this quote from Underwood, what he exactly meant by it, because I think it could mean one or two things for Illinois, but. They got a big game coming up against either Sean Miller or Rodney Terry. A very, very interesting draw for Illinois in this one. So I think we'll see kind of how that goes and see what Morez's role is going to be.
I love Illinois' path to the Sweet 16.
I, I I do too. The thing is, I love it, but also now that pressure's on because
Yeah.
like yeah, I'm damn near thinking if they don't make a Sweet 16, you're not really feeling good about it. You lose first round, then it's like okay. This is obviously this isn't the move, but the path of being what it is, it would be detrimental to get tripped up by Rodney Terry or Sean Miller. That's all I'm saying.